Okay, Unit Application 4.2. As you're well aware by now, most of the numbered instructions include several steps. Open VAC days. We are to save it as your initials U42. We're going to start out here, saving our file, naming it, so that has changed here. Now, the files are grouped. I don't know if it opened that way or not, but we need to ungroup sheets and come back to sheet 2007. Now we are in step 2 to create a table using Table Style Light on the 2007 sheet. Zoom out so I can see the whole table here. Select the rows and columns, then come to Format as Table and choose Table Style Light, verified by the screen tip there as the right one. This is the data for the table, so I click OK. Now we're going to come back just a little bit so it's a little easier to see, back up to at least 90%. Now we are to name the table. While it's selected, we're going to come up here into the name box and type vacation. Now our table is named. It's going to show up on our list here. And we are to sort alphabetically by last name and ascending by date. Now remember, if you're sorting on 2 criteria or more, you need to go to the Data tab and use the Sort feature here. First, we're going to sort by last name, values A to Z, and then we're going to add a level and sort by date. Oldest to newest is implied. Okay, our sort is completed. We are ready for step 3. Deselect the table and come to column C. To insert 2 columns before C, you can see it better here. Insert sheet columns and 1 more. It leaves the title centered over the table, and still when I select vacation, it includes the new columns in the table as part of that table that we have designated. So this is the best way to do it here. Key level as the label in C3 and days in D3. Now we are going to go to the level days sheet, step 4. Name the ranges as lookup tables. So what we need to do here is select Alvarez through row 17, column B, and we're going to name this range as T for lookup table and levels. If you'll remember, that was suggested in the lesson on Vlookup. Then here we have our horizontal table, and we're going to name this as T days. All right, now you will see these listed in our name box. So now we're going back to our first 2007 sheet. Take a look here at your named ranges to be sure you remember what they are. T days, T levels. It's what you'll need in your formula. Once we open the function box, these don't show up, and I can't explain why not, but we're going to type them in where we need them. Okay, insert the function, choose Vlookup, and OK. Then for the lookup value, we want to look up the levels of the employees by last name. So let's select last name on the table. Okay, we're going to move to table array, and this is where we're going to type in T levels. Then move to the column index number, and that is going to be number 2. Remember, that's in the table array, T levels. And click OK. And here are the levels of all the employees filled in column C of our 2007 worksheet. Now move to days, And here we're going to use the horizontal lookup, HLOOKUP. Click the function box, insert function, HLOOKUP this time. OK. Now here our value is going to be levels. So we're going to select this here and notice that it is filled in level for our formula. Table array is going to be T days and row index number 2. Click OK. And we have the number of days of vacation that each employee is allowed and planning to take. All right, we have completed step 4. And now we move to step 5 to make 2 copies of the 2007 sheet. Right-click, say Move or Copy, say Create a Copy and move to the end. Then even from that sheet you can make another copy, create a copy, move it to the end. And then we're going to rename them. First half, second half. Now, on the appropriate sheet, meaning first half or second half, we're going to filter the table to list employees who took or plan to take vacation during the specified time period. Now, because this is formatted as a table, our sort filters are right at the top of the column. So all we need to do to show the first half vacationers is click here. Notice how all of the months for 2007 are selected. So what we need to do is remove the check mark from December, November, October, September, August, and July, and then click OK. And we now have only the first half of 2007 vacationers showing. Move to the second half sheet. And this time we're going to do the reverse. We're going to take off January, February, March, April, May, and June. Click OK. Now we have a shorter list of employees taking vacation in the second half of 2007. All right, it would be a good idea to save your work at this point as a safeguard before we go on to step 6. Here we're going to group first half and second half sheets. Now let's move to the first half. We hold down Shift, select second half, and then they are grouped. Notice the word group here confirmed at the top. These sheets are grouped, and we need the longest one to be sure that when we choose the row to display the number of vacation days used for both sheets, that it's not going to overlap one of the cells already in the sheet. So on our longest sheet, the first half, we are going to key number of days here in row 42. We're going to make it bold and right aligned. We're going to ungroup the sheets. Right-click, ungroup the sheets. Then we are going to total the number of vacation days used, but we're going to use Auto Calculate. Notice the status bar here. If we select the days we're totaling, it's already set to show you average, count, numerical count, and sum. Right-click on your status bar. You can choose which features will be calculated or shown on your status bar. Notice that you have to have sum checked. But now that we have that figure, all we have to do is put 226 in that cell. Move to the second half worksheet, select the days, and then notice that the sum is 140. And that step is complete. And the final step that you do not want to forget is to edit the document properties. So go to Prepare, Properties. This is a little different in Word 2010. I'm showing this for 2007. As the author, put your name. And the title is to be Vacation Record. Then you can close this. It is always a good idea, as recommended before, to go back to A1 on your first or primary worksheet that you want to open when I open the file to grade it. Then save, and you're ready to submit.